We're back up on the mountain again. We found some windows for our blacksmith shop. These were over at my brother's house. They're about 5 feet tall and I think they're 24 inches wide. So I think the plan, not that we really have a plan would be to put 2 windows on the back side and 1 up here on the front corner, and then the door will go over on this side. This wall is going to be solid because we're going to use this all for parking of tractor things. You know, the attachments that go on the back, implements, those kind of things. We need to grab some measurements today for wall boards. We need probably 7-foot boards for the back edge. And I think we're just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably 6 verticals across the back, a cap over the top, frame out these windows. Same on this side. We're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, a door opening, 5, maybe 6 vertical pieces on this wall. And we're going to have to put an angle on that matches this angle. And then this front wall is pretty easy. It's just going to be, well, solid wall. Let's head over to the sawmill, see what we have to work with, and get to cutting. All right, we're over here at the saw shack. Some things we need to do to the sawmill. Got to put some gas in it. Got some gas there. We got to tighten up the blade. And also, it looks like this oak log is going to be in our way. We were a little aggressive when we rolled it up here, so I need to slide this log that way, about that far. You know how it is. Nothing ever goes right to plan. Perfect. So I think the plan is going to be use any of the wood that we already have cut that's long enough and wide enough and thick enough, and we'll cut it into 2x4s and 2x6s, whatever we need. So I have a stack of something here. I think it's either oak or maple or black locust. We don't know, but it's going to be 2x4s in a few minutes. I also have a few cutoffs over here of definitely maple. Looks like we have a maple board on top that we might be able to resaw. And then we have this wood pile over here that has tons of red maple on it. I think we'll start at the top, evaluate whatever we can find, and start sawing. But I think the first goal is to get this deck behind me all cleared off with as much as we can. So as we're working in this stack, whatever we don't want to cut up, we can stack it over here instead. Sounds like a plan. We're also continuing to burn this stump while we're here. Might as well do multiple things at once. Multitasking. All right, so we have our first little board up here on the sawmill. And what we end up with is a little bit of gap here on the bottom, about 1.5 inches. Our board is 7 inches tall on this end, and it's about the same on the other end. We need to check our saw blade, get it dialed in the first time. There's 7 inches from the frame, which is the same as what our board is, 7 inches from the frame. And we have a ruler here on the back of the sawmill, so we can just crank it up and down. And right now it's showing just under 7 inches, which is about right. So let's get sawing. Saw seems to be working well. Let me show you what we ended up with on our first cut, and we're going to do a whole bunch of this, so I probably won't let you guys look at it all. Alright, so the first cut on our board didn't go as low as I wanted it to. All it did is slice this little piece here off, and we have a little bit more to go, so we're going to drop it about another 1/2 inch and go again. Next step is to flip the board over and cut the other side. So there's one fully finished 2x4, and it's truly 2 inches thick by 4 inches high, so it's not like those new 2x4s you get at the store. Another benefit to the sawmill, we keep getting these scraps. We can add those to the stump fire, make it burn faster, more better, maybe. That's a nice wood. So So most of the boards we're working with is this red maple, and they're about 12 inches wide. So what we're going to do is cut these into 2x4s. So we'll cut it at 12 inches with the saw. Then we'll drop down to 8 and the bottom 4. There are some cutoffs here like this. So we're only going to get 2x4s out of this. It's only 8 inches high, but we'll get one a little bit shorter. And this wood is a full 2 inches thick. So it's going to be pretty substantial. We don't want our blacksmith shop falling down. Sometimes they say you can see how hard somebody works by the amount of mess they make. This is what's left on the log deck storage rack. Not a lot of stuff there. A little bit of debris. Over here, here's all of our cutoffs. And not as much scrap as I expected. Everything was already pre-cut down to like nice even numbers. So either 12, 8s, or 4s. So we did pretty well there. Our red maple log rack is getting thinned out. Most of the stuff on the top now is all 1 inch thick. We're gonna have to work down a little bit lower if we want some more thicker material, but I'm hoping we have enough. Over on the deck, here's what we ended up with. We have some short 2x4 material here. We have some 11-foot 2x4s. Looks like about 9 of those. We have some 9-foot 2x8s or 2x6s. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those, so that's kind of good. And then we have some 8-foot 2x4s. Looks like we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So if my math is correct, that's good enough for all of the long boards we'll need. We might need something for a rim joist around the top, but we'll worry about that some other time. Checking in on the stump, it's still burning nicely. It kind of keeps the hornets away too. All right, it's time to jump back in the mini truck and go do something else today. Make sure to get outside, do something fun, come back and tell me about it.